Hello, my homies. OneSmartCat playing Spellslinger, and today I am back to Miss Nahiri. I've been a fan of Nahiri for a while. She's hasn't really ever been huge in the meta, but she has made some good decks from time to time. Like, I do have my Army of Armor deck with her that I enjoy playing, and I still go back to it every now and then. But in today's video, I have a new card obsession. So there's this card that I first initially made a deck for with Gideon, using the basically it was making Gideon use a Gutfire deck, but the Gutfire isn't the card that I have been captivated on lately. It's been Fiend Fanatic, because nobody uses this card, and one of my favorite things to do is to find a card that nobody uses and try to find a use for it. Now, it obviously has a use. Whenever it dies, you get a demon or a devil from your deck. So being stuck on this card, Fiend Fanatic, has led me to a Nahiri deck that I made called Devil's Revenge, and it is a Gutfire centered deck. I have 2 Fiend Fanatics, 2 Gutfires, and an Oath of the Paladin. And I bring up the Oath of the Paladin because it gives us to the dog. Besides that, there are no other creatures in this deck. Everything else in this deck is to control the field, either by, shocking and doing damage. I mean, it's all to shock and do damage, but some of it is with spells that do retaliate to attack to do 4 damage to the enemy that attacked last turn. And then we have Immolating glares to get rid of people attacking. And then we have board wipes with Day of Judgment, Lava Wave, and even Blasphemous Act. And all of these board wipes are good for us, because the more Gutfires that we get on the field, if we wipe the field and we kill all of their people and we kill all of our people, then that's good for us, because every single Gutfire that we kill triggers the effect. Now, there are a decent amount of decks that can get us before we can get enough Gutfires out, but if everything falls into play, if we're able to get the right removal whenever we need it, and if we're able to get the like some of the stuff has a life gain whenever we need it, it's just a mass of Gutfires that are able to either attack or get destroyed, and we're able to win the game. Oath of the Paladin is a great card, or a great class whenever it comes to Gutfires, because ever since their nerf, they can't block. So most people will just let them through because they'll just take the 2 damage. If you get to the final level of Paladin, they can't just do that, because every time that they let them through, they're going to become a 3-2, and then a 4-3, and then a 5-4. So it makes it so that they need to block the Gutfires, and as they start blocking the Gutfires, then the Gutfires start doing their damage. So all of this has come from the Fiend Fanatic. The deck, when the deck works, it works pretty damn good. So hopefully we can get a couple of good games off of it. Let's check it out.
Nahiri versus Moorland.
Alright, so playing against Soren can be a good matchup. If he's doing like his basic vampire stuff, then that usually tends to get to about mid game. And getting to mid game is about where we want to be at. So mid to late game, but getting to mid game is good enough for us. So we did not get anything in order to bring out a devil yet, but hopefully we draw our dog at least. No dog, but we'll put this out on the field. So this is good because the reason I added this was because I needed more ways to kill my Gutfires. So this is actually, it helps me kill my Gutfire more than killing the opponent, which works for this deck. I could use this right now to get rid of that flyer. I think I'm going to, because I don't want that flyer. That worked out great. That flyer would have eventually, I mean, just off the bat, it would have been issues. You know, taking 3 damage repeatedly is not a way that I want to start off this match. We'll save that other one for whenever we get some Gutfires on the field. Now, I do have to reiterate, if you've been playing this game long enough, or if you've seen any of my other videos, I used to hate the Gutfires. Like, whenever they were in the meta, before they got nerfed, I despised them. Like, I hated anybody that played them. I hate anybody that used them to climb, like, into, you know, Diamond and Mythic and, like, all that. Like, they was such an overpowered card. But now they're nerfed into the ground, and now that they're nerfed into the ground, nobody's using them. And me being the person that I am, now that nobody wants them, now I want to bring them back because nobody's using them now. You know, when everybody's using the same thing, that pretty much like takes me away from whatever everybody's using, because I don't want to do the same thing that everybody else is doing. Where the fuck are all my Gutfires? But on the opposite end of that, with
inspire them.
With the fact that nobody's using them now, I'm gonna bring them back, baby. All we need is to draw one of them, and then we'll be all right. And I have multiple ways of getting the Gutfires. Like, I have the trap, I have the Gutfires themselves, I have that demonic, the card that, you know, started all of this. I'll take the trade. We're gonna blow that up with Helix. See, we haven't gotten a Gutfire yet, but we're still 100% in control of the match. But for us to do any real damage, we need our Gutfires. So I need to draw one. Come on, Gutfires. I've been working on this deck for probably the last 2 days, and in none of those games in the last 2 days have I had this much trouble finding a Gutfire. Like, this is the first time that I've had this issue.
Our power only grows. Our power only grows. Stop whinging. It's only blood.
Where are my Gutfires? I mean, we have all the removal in the world, though. So, you know, we're not in a horrible spot here. Where are my Gutfires?
My army will not falter.
Just in case he puts out something with haste, might as well. The good thing is we do have spells to get rid of our Gutfires if we do ever find them.
Such delicious morsels.
I'll bring back our dog because that's the only thing that we have. The good thing about, like, one of the other reasons that Nahiri is good for Gutfires is, you know, we could put the sword on the Gutfire in order to make him more dangerous as well. That was uncalled for. There was no need for that. Well, at the very least, this deck, this game is able to show how much control I can do with just the damage cards that we've put into here. Because even though he spit out, you know, 30 more people than I have, I'm still ahead by 1 on the health. So, bring back the dog. Okay, finally, a way to get a Gutfire. That was ridiculous. All right, so now we have a Gutfire on the field. I mean, that's fine. That's exactly what I want. I could fling at this, but I mean, I'm not going to. I'll just give it the sword. Yeah, that's all we need. I'll keep the misstep. He does have some destruction cards that he can use, but even if he does, yeah. No, that drains from me. That's fine. Oh, no, there you go. That's a 3. But that's still fine. That's still only going to be 3 damage, 4 damage I'm going to get. And then I'll just retaliate it. Let's do this. Let's do... Nice. I mean, he's out of options here. Like, he's only going to get a couple cards each turn. And we're just going to get more and more Gutfires. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure this game's already won for us. There's our Fiend Fanatic. And then with that, let's go ahead and fling it at him. Gives us a Gutfire. Bring out another Gutfire. Put out this. Give the Gutfire that just for fun. Alright, now we have a Gutfire machine going.
I'll show you how it's done. I thirst for power.
Go ahead and fling at this. And then we'll put Misstep for whenever he attacks. And we'll also hit him with this, so our Misstep will be able to kill him. So now when he attacks, the Misstep will kill him.
Stop whinging. It's only blood.
So we should have a bunch of Gutfires now. That should give us a Gutfire. Yeah, there we go. Now we're doing big things. We'll keep him out for a minute. That way we can get a couple of attacks with him. And then we can do like Blasphemous Act or stuff whenever we get more Gutfires.
I've been expecting you. You the flammable! Take up arms!
Get a couple of attacks in. Because what are our Gutfires at? We're already at 4 damage for whenever they die. And there's nothing he's going to be able to do to drop us from 13 to 0.
Stop whinging. It's only blood.
More guests are on their way.
And we'll do this, this, and Blasphemous Act. There you go.
I live to win.
Gutfire doing Gutfire things. And like that was a great showcase of how even without any Gutfires or like any creatures in general, like we can still keep ourselves alive with all of the removal and traps and damage spells that I have in the deck. So that was actually a great showcase for how the deck is supposed to work. So let's see if we can find another great showcase of it.
Nahiri versus Gundra.
Hey, I'm facing a fellow Scalawag here. I'm in the Scalawag guild now, by the way. That happened the other day.
Go.
I haven't showed any of them this deck, so he may be surprised. This is not a good starting hand.
Ready to get crushed?
What do you fight for?
I think we need to draw our dog here.
Well, look who it is.
Get our dog. We can misstep
Whoa!
depending on what he has. Alright, shocking us at the beginning. This will let us get our Fiend out next turn since we still have our temporary. What deck is he playing? I think he might be playing his all spells deck, which would actually be really good for us because that means every time we put out a Gutfire, like his only option is to blow it up. Yeah, I think I'm right. This is actually like going to be a really hard counter against him. Because he's just going to keep on killing my Gutfires. We'll see what happens. Because, yeah, like, if he could just keep hitting me in the face enough, then he's gonna beat me before I'm able to beat him. And I don't think he has anything on the field for me to target. So, like, all of my traps are completely fucking useless against him.
Don't break it.
So like we are both like we're hard countering each other. I need my Gutfires. I need to get out as many Gutfires as possible. Did he just hit me with Triskaidekaphobia? No, I needed that to shoot me.
Whoa! We had fun, right?
I can't believe he got me with that.
Take up arms! Fire, get burned!
I'm not putting that in.
Nahiri versus Andra.
All right, we got a Diamond Angrath here. See what we can do against him. Now, depending on what he's working with, this shock and the Pyroclasm might be good to hang on to, maybe even the shock. But honestly, when it comes to this deck, we need our Gutfires because that's pretty much the only creatures that we have in it. So, all right, that's a lot better.
You'll lose her face in a cornmeal.
I like your style.
What do you fight for?
Like, creating and getting Gutfires is massive. Like, we need that shit. So depending on what this guy has, if he's super aggro, we may be running into some issues. Starting with Hellmouth. So he is looking at getting damage early on. So we're going to take that too, and then we will fling or we'll retaliate depending on what we get.
Fire in the hole! They shall fear our defiance.
Yeah, we're going to have to fling that. So we can fling that and then Faithful Steed and then retaliate.
You'll see me again.
Well, you know what? We'll just retaliate now because I want to get his board clear.
Abandoned ship.
And then next turn we can dance with devils and get some more Gutfires.
You can tell me anything.
He's gonna hurt himself, he's gonna hurt me, and then he will have his power up, so he'll be able to put out stronger stuff. But we do have the lightning helix, which is great for, you know, destroying something and healing, which is basically our only way to heal with this deck.
Show 'em what pirates do best.
Let's see if he does any trades. That Pyroclasm might be good too. Let's see if he does any trades. If he blocks with that, that'd be awesome.
Leave none alive. You'll see me again.
All right, that's great. That gives us Pyroclasm. And it gets us going for our Paladin. Getting our Paladin is pretty important too, just for the sheer fact that a lot of people will let the Gutfires by, that way that they don't destroy them. The top level of the Paladin class, whenever we get to the +1 every time we attack, it's a it forces them to deal with our Gutfires. I kind of want to use this just to use it, because as long as they have somebody on the field, you can use this even though it doesn't do any damage. But we'll go ahead and Helix. I think we have 4 or 5 Gutfires in our deck right now. We need to draw one of them. Us drawing our dog from that kind of sucks. So let's do this.
Strike them down.
That was the best thing that could have happened with that arrow.
Take up arms.
We need our Gutfires. We need our Gutfires.
You the damnable! You'll see me again.
That arrow is doing everything it needs to do. that arrow is kicking ass right now. And we need that to go off again. This to do a Gutfire and that to do more Gutfire. This is an intense fight. We are fucking going at each other. That sucks. So this only hurts creatures, so it's not going to do anything to him. It's not like the Chaos Lightning. We just have to hope that he doesn't have another creature with haste, but he probably does have another creature with haste. If we could get 2 Gutfires, then it should be game over. Fuck. We don't have any choice. Don't kill me and give me 2 Gutfires, and we win.
That's more like it.
That's not 2 Gutfires.
Kill the flammable. Hell, Grizzlebrand.
Inspire them.
We have 1 person for blocking, but I mean, we're so low health. Like, I mean, if he has a lava axe, there's so many ways for him to kill us. I mean, him killing that was a bad move on his part. He just gave us the game.
Kill the flammable. You'll see me again.
Yeah, he shouldn't have blown up that little guy. Him blowing up that little guy gave us the extra Gutfire that we needed. That was an intense game. That was pretty good. That was a good one. We'll probably end it on that one. Like, when it comes to this deck, when it works, it does good. And the whole thing is getting Gutfires. What this deck needs, honestly, is it needs more card draw. That way we can get more Gutfires. But I just don't know how to do that yet. I am thinking about doing this again with Nisa and putting in the Fiend Fanatics, putting in the Gutfires, and then putting in that there's a blue knight that whenever he's on the field, any card that you draw all the cards of that card, all the copies of that card. So like I would draw like 9 fucking Gutfires. But the thing with that is, if I do it with Nisa, I'm not going to really have any sort of this, you know, all these different ways to get rid of my opponent in order to keep me alive. So I'm gonna have to figure out another way to be aggressive. So that might be a deck that is coming up soon, because honestly I'm having a lot of fun with the Fiend Fanatic, and I'm having a lot of fun with the Gutfire Devil. Like I said, the fact that nobody else uses them anymore, now I kind of like them. Whenever everybody was using them, I hated them, but they've been nerfed into the ground, and now using them it actually takes skill and thinking to use them, opposed to the way that they used to be. But this deck will be in the description. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I see you in another one of my videos, and wee.